When Royal Caribbean launched Icon of the Seas, the higher than usual prices were expected due to it being a brand new class of vessels with never before seen features. But now, with Utopia being the 6th Oasis Class ship, you might be wondering, is it worth paying the extra cost over the other ships in the same class sailing the same short Bahama cruises? We have sailed on every ship in Oasis Class and just returned from a back-to-back cruise on Utopia, so I will go over what's new and different on this ship, whether those features are an improvement or a downgrade, as in some cases, and discuss whether it's worth paying more. Now, before we get to the differences, let's quickly look at the cost comparison for a 4-day cruise during the same week. And I just picked a random week off season next January, and here's the total cost for 2 people in an ocean view balcony cabin. So for Lure of the Seas, you can sail for $1,110, and for Utopia of the Seas, it would cost $1,790. So that is a price difference of about $680 more for Utopia. By the way, if you're just looking to chill for a few days, there are other options on smaller ships that are even cheaper. Here's some of them. Liberty of the Seas is $950 for 2 people, and Radiance of the Seas is $700. Oh, and in a few days, I am sailing on the smallest and oldest Royal Caribbean ship, Granger of the Seas, mainly because there are so many people that say, I would never sail on these mega ships with thousands of people. Well, I want to see what these smaller ships have to offer right now, so hit that subscribe button to see how it goes. But for this video, I mainly want to compare Utopia with similar ships on Oasis Class. So to start with the obvious, it is a brand new ship, so it has that immaculate look with a new ship smell. But similar to what we loved on Icon of the Seas, Utopia has amazing, bright and colorful design, especially around the pool deck, where you have these vibrant colors that just instantly elevate your mood. And even if it's cloudy outside, it just looks fun. It is also more noticeably modern in decor than most other Royal Caribbean ships that are more traditional. Based on the fact that they're trying to attract a younger audience, I can see that this will be a welcome change. Similar to Wonder of the Seas, this ship has a completely enclosed, climate-controlled solarium, which we absolutely loved. On our week-long sailing, we saw plenty of seating available throughout the solarium. The small pools and hot tubs are always crowded. However, from research, I understand that the size of the pools on upper decks has to be limited due to water weight, so they can only do so much. Now, a quick side note here, even though the solarium is air conditioned, it was uncomfortably hot on those nighttime crowded parties that they were holding there. If you've seen anything about Utopia, then you probably heard about its party ship reputation. So, is it a party ship? Well, that's a loaded question, and I made a whole nother video to give you an idea of what it really is like there. So I will link it in the description. But the quick answer is, it's not nearly as bad as what many people think it is, and it's definitely more lively than your average 7-day Royal Caribbean cruise. So should that stop you from booking this cruise?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't think so either. You can easily avoid all the scheduled parties and find plenty of other fun activities and relaxing places to enjoy. The main negative that came from the party ship concept is that it is really loud. It's a lot louder on the ship than any other that we've been on. All the music at the pool decks was just extremely loud and carried over into other areas. And I would never book a Central Park balcony on the ship again. Cruise duration is probably one of the other big negatives of the ship, even though it's exactly what it was designed to do. I could not possibly imagine going on the ship for only 3 days because you would feel like you don't have enough time to do anything on it. With that said, the goal of Royal Caribbean is to get you hooked on cruising, and if you come for 3 days, you will most likely want to come back to experience the rest of the ship you missed. Now, if you decide to go on Utopia, I would recommend going back to make it a 7-day vacation. However, there's a surprising number of things that are really different on a back-to-back versus just a 7-day cruise, and I just made a video about it, so I will link it here and in the description. Make sure to watch that before booking a back-to-back. Of course, we can't talk about a new ship without discussing food on it. So let's talk about the changes in dining on Utopia of the Seas. The main dining room menu is the same across the whole Royal Caribbean fleet, so you pretty much know what to expect from it. A noticeable change is the updated modern design in the dining room, which was really nice. The service was amazing, as most of Royal Caribbean ships are. Windjammer is now located on 2 different sides of Deck 14, and it has more area to walk through, which helps it not to be so congested. The food was about the same as on most ships, with the exception of Embarkation Day, when they had upgraded menu that had seafood, steaks, and just generally better quality food. Most of the changes on Utopia are really in the specialty dining restaurants. Giovanni's received a major overhaul with a 2-story dining room overlooking the boardwalk. It replaced Wonderland on other Oasis Class ships, so it's kind of more practical because Wonderland, most people, you just go once and that's pretty much it. And Giovanni's is one of people's favorite restaurants because it's got great Italian food. I also liked it more than on Icon of the Seas, where it was located right in the middle of this busy promenade and overlooked the Pearl Cafe seating area. On Utopia, it was one of our favorite specialty restaurants. Now, Izumi in the park is a great addition, and I loved getting a quick bite of sushi that you can just take with you anywhere you want to. And of course, you have also the usual hibachi and sushi, plus the new upgraded formal Japanese dinner setting. One of our favorite places to eat for lunch is Playmakers, since they have great chicken wings and burgers. While the food and service were absolutely amazing, we hated the fact that it was located in an outdoor venue. It was really hot, it was very uncomfortable. On our cruises, Kevin loves to join others to watch Sunday football games in Playmakers, and he said there's no way he would stay there for 4 hours watching midday football game in 90-degree heat. There were a few other additions that were marketed pretty heavily. We didn't really find them to be a huge benefit. One example is the spare tire, which is the food truck style dining option on the pool deck. It serves quick bites, and frankly, while it's a convenient option, the food reminded you of something you would get at 7-Eleven, so we did not eat there. The biggest change when it comes to bars is the pesky parrot, which was a wonderful addition. We were in Harmony of the Seas about a month ago, and barely anybody used the bionic bar anymore. You know, when it was introduced, it was an interesting concept, but let's be honest, one of the best parts of being on a cruise ship is getting to know some bartenders who end up making your favorite drinks just the way you like them before you even ask. And those robots, they're just not too chatty.
Malfunction. Need input.
Pesky Parrot has a fun, tropical island vibe with realistic-looking LED screens that make you feel that you're on a tropical beach. It's complete with the themed drinks, and it has an animatronics parrot that talks and moves. Entertainment on the ship was absolutely amazing. Again, it was really noticeable how updated it was to appeal to the younger audience. A lot of it had to do with switching out music choices to either current trendy music or popular songs that just seem to live forever. We easily get bored at regular music production shows that just have singing and dancing, but this show is absolutely different. The production quality, the use of drones and visual effects, it took that show to the next level. It was interesting, there was tremendous singing talent, and for us, it was a huge improvement over most just singing production shows that we've seen on other ships. However, if you are a fan of Broadway shows, there's not one on the ship, since the shorter cruise duration just doesn't have enough time to have multiple production shows. The water show was also very different from what it is usually. Again, the talent is always mind-blowing on these water shows, but the themes sometimes can get kind of Disney-ish. I don't know if that's a word. Well, either way, this aqua show is mostly based on 80s music themes, and there was anything from Tears for Fears to U2 songs. Unfortunately, I can't play sounds from these clips here on YouTube due to copyright, but I can tell you that they chose music that resonates with any age audience. And it has a great combination of dance choreography, diving, aerial acts, and visual effects. And while, again, we always enjoy aqua shows, this was definitely an upgrade compared to other Oasis Class ships. Overall, if you love different entertainment options on your cruise, Utopia does take it to the next level. So we're back to the same question. Is it worth paying more for Utopia of the Seas? And the answer is really going to depend on your goals and budget for a cruise. If you're looking for a quick getaway to relax and unwind for 3 or 4 days, you don't really care much about specialty dining or entertainment options, and you want to do it in the most budget-friendly style, I don't see any reason to pay extra for Utopia. On the other hand, if you have some extra budget, but you're limited to a shorter vacation for work reasons or any other reason, and you're looking for a variety of experiences, Utopia will give you that and more. You will not be able to experience everything it has to offer, but you can surely fill your days from morning till night with non-stop activities. And if you do want to experience the ship fully, then you may want to look into a back-to-back cruise, but keep in mind that taking it is not the same as taking one 7-day cruise, and you can learn all about it in this video right here.